floorboard over there, there is a timing belt, water pump, and idlers.
Awesome.
So it's the entire kit.
Here's the deal. This guy is actually an airplane mechanic, so he knows what he's doing. Aircraft mechanic, I'm sorry. Anyway, so see this drip down here? So you can basically tell it's coming from the, see that? It's literally coming right down off of the timing covers. So hence we pull on a water pump. But the first thing I'm going to do is, because there's actually not a petcock for these radiators, I'm going to disconnect this lower radiator hose here and lose all our fluid. Here.
Oh, that fluid looks gross.
I kind of got to force it down, or else it'll ricochet against the those lines there and the wires, and it'll kind of splash. So you kind of just got to hang out for a moment. It'll just some got in my mouth. All right, so now we got to stabilize the bottom side of the engine, and then take off motor mounts.
And then on a few of these ground cables are going to be Phillips, so you will have to use a impact screwdriver. So just put it on there, and then a few taps. So here's the tensioner. Here's the belt. Now normally you'd need a tool, but my hand's pretty strong, so I'm just going to push that tensioner back. You see that? Then we're just going to lock that belt off. Here we go. All right, so to get to that lower bolt a little bit easier on that power steering pump, I'm going to go ahead and remove the motor mount, and I'm going to jack up the engine just a little bit.
And guys, when I first started this, I had a terrible vibration from the engine, and this is the reason. See that? The motor mount is completely broken. Trashed.
All right, so this thing has 3 motor mounts on it. It has a middle, a top, and a bottom. So he went to go get the bottom one. This middle one's honestly kind of a pain in the ass, so if you ever needed to replace it. So we're just gonna get this power steering pump out of the way. So it's been in there for a while, so you do have to, you know, break it free. And we're gonna snake under here. I'm just gonna set this bad boy over here. Okay, and then now we got to take this little cover off, which is a pain in the ass, and go from there. They do have special harmonic balancer or dampener removal tools for Neon, but here's the deal, guys. This isn't suctioned on tight enough to where you really need that. So you can just use some jaw pullers like I'm using right here. All right, pull the stud out. Now we can just kind of wiggle this thing off. All right, so here's this front plate that you want to take off. So your motor mount ties into there. You have these 2 bolts and you have this bolt. So here's the deal, guys. This thing was a freaking pain in the ass to get off. Freaking geez, but all right, so there's the timing belt right there. We're almost there. We can take this timing chain or this timing belt off. We have to get the engine in its alignment marks, and then we can go ahead and do so. Guys, check it out. So here's our kit. So we got our belt, our tensioner, our water pump, the whole 9 yards. So here's the deal. We got to first get this at TDC, so I'm gonna have to pop the spark plug out. But nonetheless, guys, there's little arrows and they just line up. You know what I mean? So it's not too hard. All right, guys, look at this. Yikes. So it looks like it needs a valve cover too. So add that to the list. All right, so this is how I do it. I'm gonna measure it. We're right there. And then, so I'm gonna rotate this, and once this is lined up and our crank's lined up down there, then this will be, you know, obviously at TDC, which will make that higher. As you can see, here's our mark on our cover and our mark on our cam. So we're aligned up top and we're aligned down below. So now we can go ahead and loosen this tensioner off. And as you can see, we are at TDC. Thanks, man.
If you need any more, go through the gate right here.
Okay.
Out by the swimming pool. Backside of the swimming pool under the roof.
Yeah.
There's a little ice box.
All right, guys, I bought a 6-pack of water and already drank all 6. So luckily this guy says out back here by his pool there's an ice chest where there's some water. Oh, this is nice. Oh, here we go. Look how cool this is, guys. What a nice setup here. That pool looks amazing. I just want to get in it. A bit easier to see. There's our alignment mark on our cam, and then our alignment mark right there. So see how we're perfectly in line. And then right here, we're gonna put an Allen key, and we gotta loosen this in order to get this belt slack. All right, we can just go ahead and slide our belt off. All right, here we are. So that's our timing belt. Super important. All right, let's do our link test. Look at that. Smells the same, tastes the same. All right. Let's go ahead and let's see what's next. So let's go ahead and pop this tray open, see what we got. All right, so we can go ahead and take this all the way off and then just replace the entire set. So I'll show you what it looks like, so watch this. So with the editing power I have, let's go ahead and Darth Vader this bad boy out of here. All right, so just like that. This is the housing. All right, so we're just gonna peel this thing back because like I said, I'm not gonna take that cam off just for this plastic shield. And so, just like this, guys, we're gonna get it out. Pretty cool, this little ratchet has a flashlight on it. It's honestly extremely helpful. All right, so here's our old water pump. Just like that. Look at this thing. So there's the evidence of the weep hole leaking. See? So that's just a sign of bearing failure. It lets you know kind of ahead of time, like, hey, I'm going bad, before it just like fails on you. Most of the time, that is. All right, so we're all the same here. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean that surface up. I'm gonna go ahead and throw everything back on, and then I'll catch you guys back at it once we're at the timing belt. All right, so here's a little trick to this to make this belt go on a little bit easier. Take this crank and put it back 2 to 3 gear teeth. The reason why we loosened that back is because now you can go ahead and correct it. And as we correct it, we'll get length on this belt. So, and honestly, it slid right on. So if you've done as many as I have, it gets pretty easy over the time. Now we just got to put some tension on this bad boy. All right, so this feels good. You don't want it to be incredibly tight, but you damn sure don't want it to be loose. You just want it to be, you know, like perfect. With everything tensioned down, what we're gonna do to make sure that everything is okay, we're gonna rotate 2 revolutions, come back, and make sure that our alignment marks mark right back up. So, all right, coming up to our 2nd revolution, guys. So we're about to see if everything's lined up as it should be. And right there. Yeah, looks good. All right. All right, we're lined up here, so terrific. All right, guys, so I made the customer aware of his valve cover issue, so he actually went to go get me one. And he's getting me a couple motor mounts to replace, because like the bottom one was broken. The center one, might as well, just because we got it out and it was a son of a gun to get out. So I basically at a standstill until I get this motor mount. Now we got 2 motor mounts we're replacing. Our center motor mount comes with a new bolt. But anyway, we're on there, everything's torqued up, ready to rock. So we just gotta put our upper, and as well as he bought a new lower motor mount also. So we're gonna be installing that bad boy. So there literally should be absolutely no vibrations in this engine whatsoever. All right, so last thing we gotta do, and then we can go ahead and start this bad boy. It's go time. We're gonna go ahead and start the engine, let it bleed off. So we're gonna go ahead and start it and then take it through its bleeding process, make sure we don't have any leaks. And then here in about an hour, do this valve cover. All right, so here we go. New timing belt, new water pump. You guys ready? I always get nervous when I start a car after a timing situation. All right, started right up, running smooth. All right, so we're just gonna let this drink all that coolant while gradually adding some. All right, and I've said it like 100 times, guys. Anytime you're doing a bleeding system or any type of bleeding procedure on a vehicle, period, you want to run that heater. All right, so we got it on heater. We're gonna let it blow through until it starts blowing warm, and then we know we got full circulation of coolant through the system.